All right, Ironman Tulsa triathletes and hopefuls. Here to talk about the latest. Came out yesterday on January 15th of 2020. Ironman released changes to the Ironman Tulsa bike course. It is not drastic. It's not ringing the fire alarm. It's not, if you look at the maps, it's really hard to tell exactly where they changed it. Hopefully you can kind of see these well in the video. I tried to highlight them as much as possible. But basically the main change, instead of 412, they're going to Wakiwa. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. They kind of framed it as it's more scenic, there's less elevation, and originally they wanted to have it on this road anyway, but the road department didn't think that they would have that section ready, or they wanted to do some work on it, so it wasn't necessarily going to be available for race day, but they've gone through and they've actually changed it to be available on race day. So where in the route is this? Because if you look at the maps, it looks pretty similar. But if you look at the very start, once you cross the dam, originally you're coming over here and you're hitting 412 and you're going along the highway and you're going up the rest of the route. So it's not a major change there. But instead of going on 412, you do this little turn, kind of a right, and then what I understand on the video, and I'll repost that to the Facebook group that Ironman did, you're coming down and you're catching this little section here where you go down and catch the road, catch Wakiwa, and basically it looks like it kind of runs parallel a little bit to 412. So it's really, I mean, if you look at the map, you have to be really looking close. So you catch Wakiwa Road, and then you're kind of, I think it's more of a, I guess, a rural road or something of that nature. So it's not a highway per se. So I wouldn't get too worked up and bent out of shape of this change. It's just kind of taking off a main highway. So there's less worries about congestion, traffic. The condition of the road is going to be fine. You look at elevation maps. Personally, I don't think that they changed the map thing. They just changed how much gain you got, or else it's so indescribably unnoticeable. I mean, basically the main change is you're going to do this little loop and you're going to go down a little speed section. So they might have changed the profile, but basically it takes about 600 feet of elevation off of it. So you don't have as much on that highway. So that's kind of nice. It's a little bit of reduction in elevation. Hopefully it's a little bit, they consider it a more scenic route, and that's why they wanted to originally do it anyway. So don't want to sound the fire alarm. Don't go out and get all bent out of shape. I said I will stream the Facebook announcement as well that Ironman did at the end of this video, so keep watching for that. If you haven't seen it, you'll be able to watch it at the end of this video. But I just wanted to bring this out there for the group, especially for my virtual group that I'm coaching. Just be aware there's a little minor change. If anybody's talking about change to the bike course, it's not drastic, it's not major, it's just going from one route to another. So at this point in time in the training plans, you should be starting to get really into doing a little bit of speed work, doing some good power zones on the bike, starting to get a little bit longer bike rides, especially, you know, we're here in Kansas City and it's going to snow tomorrow, supposedly, snow, freezing rain, sleet, and it's going to turn into cold rain. The weather here, it just kind of sucks for being outside and doing anything at this point in time. We've had a few instances where it's gotten to 50s and 60s, like on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. So there's some opportunities to get out there and do stuff, but it's going to be few and far between to be able to time long bike rides, long runs of being outdoors. Hopefully you guys are prepared for this when you signed up for Ironman Tulsa. If you live a little bit north, you know, if you're down in Tulsa, you're down maybe in the Texas area, I think there's good opportunities to be outside and do your long work in. But, you know, like I said before, I tout the smart trainers. I've got my H2. I've got a used Magnus that's kind of on the bench that I replaced with the H2. I've got an old Fluid 2 trainer. Whatever you got, you know, this is going to be, I think, the best investment if you're looking at race wheels, you're looking at upgrading your tri bike, whatever you're looking to do, the best investment you could do. And especially Ceres has put all their original hammers on discount. They're trying to clear out their inventory of that model. They're up to the H3 already, but really there's no difference. They still support it. They do software upgrades. It's still a great trainer. Direct drive, going from a wheel on to a direct drive trainer, really not that much of a difference. This is where the rubber meets the road. So in your training at this point in time, you really need to hit those bike rides. You got to get in those tempo rides. You got to get in the power workouts. You got to get in the long rides on the weekends. You have to ditch anything. Swims first. runs next, strength workout, ditch those, keep the bikes at all costs, because still, 4,600 feet of elevation gain over 112 miles is still quite a bit. So you have to be prepared for that. I think this is where the meat of the race is going to be at, to be able to get through the bike course and be in a good spot to do the running, because the run is going to be pretty flat. It's a nice trail system, paved trail system. It's not too technical, too challenging. So if you come off the bike in good shape, you've done your training well, instead of riding at 80%, you've done your training right, you're riding at 70%. So you've got that little 10% extra to put out there on the run. So it gets you through a little bit easier on 26.2 miles, as easy as that can be. So that's kind of an update where you should be at your training. So if you got any questions on the plans that you're doing, if you're in my virtual groups or one-on-one coaching athletes, bi-monthly, whatever you're doing, make sure you reach out and you know where you're at on the plan, know where you should be. If you're feeling uncomfortable, feeling not so confident, if you're having to shuffle things around, always reach out. I want to make sure, because right now, we're January 16th, and it's coming up. It's May 31st, so we're down to go time to getting that base work done. So when we ramp up and start doing high volume, we don't want to be going from, well, I can only get about 9 hours a week in, next week's a 20-hour week, or 17 or 18-hour week. We don't want to do drastic jumps like that, because that's where you get burnout, you get injuries, overuse injuries, all kinds of good stuff. So make sure that you're following the plan and you're doing the gradual steps. If you've got issues coming up, always reach out. I will try to help you out as best I can. Recommendations, how to get to the best point in time that you need to be. So that's basically it. I want to follow up Ironman's announcement on the bike change course to my group here. Kind of go over a little bit. Nothing major, nothing drastic. As far as I can tell, it's kind of actually a little bit better of a situation. So that ends our little talk for this week. I will see you in 2 weeks to have the next conversation. As always, reach out with questions and comments, and talk to you later.
Yeah, I know it's been a while, but here we have Alan Mendez. Hello, everyone. My name is Alan. I'll be the race director for IRONMAN Tulsa. Very excited about it. It's kind of a new thing that Ironman hasn't done in a while, so I know everybody's excited to see a fresh race and a new scenic area, and that's definitely what Tulsa has to offer. I've been working with Ironman for around 6-7 years or so, but I've been in the triathlon world for about 20 years. It's definitely my life, and I love being able to have the opportunity to produce a great race. And Alan is actually the race director for Ironman 70.3 Florida, so he's no stranger to doing this. He's been doing it for a while, and he does an amazing job working with us. So we're happy to have him on board, and you guys got a lot to look forward to. He does an amazing job of really putting his own spin on things, and his attention to detail is great. So you have a lot of good things to look forward to in Tulsa. The big thing we're here to talk about is what has been advertised as a course change, but I'm going to call it a tweak to the course. We read your feedback, and we looked at all your comments, and a lot of the things you were saying were things that we knew, but we were looking for a solution. So a lot of things were concerns about being on 412, and what we've done is gone back to the drawing board, and we work with Tulsa County, and the Tulsa County Commissioner, Tulsa County Engineer have been amazing to work with. And so for the Certified Piedmontese Ironman Tulsa Bike Course, we're going to be able to give you our original rendition, which was, I believe, number 19. I have to go back and check my notes. So we're going to go back to Wakiowa Road. So that was the original plan. We weren't able to do it because there were some possible projects that were going to be on there. Yep. Now, thanks to Tulsa County, we're really we're going to go back to the one we wanted. And so it does a few different things. I'll let Alan speak to a couple of them.
They've been amazing to work with. Ever since we've been going there, it's nothing but open arms, and they definitely embrace the event coming in, and they want to do everything they can to make sure you guys have a great experience out there. When you come down 151, you're actually going to take a right onto Wakiowa Road is the new change, and it's definitely a heavily traveled road with local cyclists, and the communities use that road because it's off of the main roads. It's much safer than the original course that we had, so it's actually a better addition that we've done. And no distance changes. It's just a safer road to be on, and then you'll take that all the way up to the connector road, and then of course continue on with the bike course.
How's it like compared to the, obviously Tulsa it's got a lot of really scenic areas, but if you had to compare 412 and Wakiowa, which one's the better option.
Oh yeah, so if you don't want to see pavement everywhere, and then of course just nothing but guardrails, that's what you're going to see pretty much now on the new road. Is you're going to see nothing but trees, beautiful scenic areas. There's not going to be a lot of heavy traffic out there, so you kind of get a lot of privacy while you're on your bike, and that's kind of something that we want to encourage, of course, throughout the race. Going on through the rest of the course, as you come through everything, you're going to get a lot of deep views. So everything that you've ever thought about Oklahoma, the flatlands, all the farmlands, don't just go ahead and forget about all of that. Oklahoma offers all rolling hills as you're going through the bike course. It's not a lot of steep hills, not a lot of long hills. It's actually just a beautiful scenery, and it's different as you go throughout it. So it's actually quite beautiful. And then you're going to see a lot of derricks out there. That's one thing that I noticed whenever I was driving the course. I couldn't focus on what I was looking at straight ahead because I couldn't stop and notice all the derricks out there. And if you don't know what a derrick is, it's actually the oil pump that you'll see. It looks like the bird that drops down and drinks the water is the way I see it. But yeah, you're going to see probably around 50 of those out there at least. And they're just right along the course. So a lot of new things that you're not used to seeing, and it's definitely unique.
Another happy accident from this was that this brings our total course elevation down by about 500 feet. We were just over 5,000 feet of elevation. Now we're dipping down to around 4,500 feet. Some people are looking for super challenge. Some people were on the fence as what they think this is going to give you a little bit more of a warm up.
In the middle for sure.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit more of a warm up leading into the rollers. There's still going to be some hills. We're just taking away a few of the ones at the beginning. So overall, I hope everyone's happy with the tweak. I think it's going to be a good change, and definitely one we wanted to have in the beginning. So I think the course tweak is going to be good. So.
Yep. A couple other things we're going to offer to you guys. We're going to offer a shuttle service. There is a commute coming from our T2 over to T1 where Swim Start is over in Manford. So at OSU, right in the registration parking lot, we're going to have tri-bike transport there. And we're also going to have a lot of our volunteers. So on Saturday, when we normally do bike check-in, we're actually going to offer a service at T2 at OSU. You'll be able to drop your bike off with tri-bike transport, and then also all of your gear bags, special needs bags. It'll be a one-stop shop. It's actually the convenience is something that we don't have that easily at a lot of our events. So it's something that we think is going to work out well for everybody and be less stressful. So when you guys arrive over to T1, everything will be there waiting for you in your gear bags, and then also with your bike. And then also the shuttle service that we're going to offer is going to be at T2, where you're also going to park. So there's a large parking lot. I mean, it's a college, so there is a lot of parking for everybody there. The college also has been very accepting with us coming there and accommodating with everything that we've asked and requested. It's kind of worked with us on actually how we're going to make this race happen. So just so they know at the time, what's the fee for the bike valet? Free. This is actually something that we're doing just for you guys. We want this to work out nice and less stressful. So really, you don't have to worry about anything. We're just going to have volunteers there. The smile is ready to receive everything. We're definitely going to take well care of all of your items. So we're the pros at it, and we're going to offer a nice service.
Yep. I'm going to run back real quick just to mention one more thing for Ocala. Ocala is going to offer a couple of things that you didn't see before. So when you're coming on 151, the course is going to stay the same. When you make the right turn onto Ocala, it's as soon as you cross over the dam on 151. And then you're going to make a right turn, and it's actually a pretty steep right turn, and then you're going to come down a hill into a left turn. And we're going to have all this marked very well. We'll have caution slow signs. We'll set sharp turn signs. But just so you're aware, this is going to be a 2-lane road. You do have a little bit of a downhill, and then once you get down to Ocala, it's relatively flat for the beginning of it. Just rolls along next to the river. So just be aware when you see these signs, make sure you're paying attention to all our signs, but this just is one extra piece that's been added because it's the new course, the new tweak. So
and we're going to have plenty of pointers, course marshals, everybody out there kind of letting you know as you're even coming up with these turns. So if you're a little nervous about coming into some of these areas, we've definitely thought it through. And we have volunteers and staff members, and then also officers, everybody out there just making sure that it's a very safe race and everybody is well prepared for any of these tight corners and situations.
Just a reminder, we have a few more things, but if you do have any questions, make sure you're putting those in the comment section on the feed here. Send us any questions you have, and we'll address those here at the end. A couple other things to go over. We see, with the gear check, OSU Tulsa, morning clothes bags.
So morning clothes bags we're going to be offered at T1. You're going to be able to wear your jacket down there, your flip flops, everything you need to be comfortable to get your event day started. And you're going to be able to drop it off pretty much as you pass transition on to where swim start is. We're going to have it clear and visible. We're going to be able to drop it off. You're not going to miss it. Those volunteers there will make sure everything's nice and organized, and then we're going to bring it back to T2 for you, where you're going to get your bike after you're done with the event. So all your gear bags and everything will be ready for you in one spot. We're not going to make anything inconvenient for you guys. So that's kind of definitely our big goal, to make sure we have a successful UD race compared to any other.
We got any questions? Anything you want to go? I mean, 1 second, we got a question coming in. All right, so I think we want to clear up the gear bag and bike check in one more time, just so we're all clear. That like Alan said, it's complimentary. The run bags will stay at OSU Tulsa at the transition area there, and then everything else, the bike gear bag and the bikes, will go out to T1. Those will be set up and ready, so when you get off the shuttle, and we'll have bike tech there in the morning. So if you have any technical needs, if you need to air up your tires, anything like that, take care of that race morning. Anything else, Michael? We got another question coming in here. Another thing that we've talked to, the Army Corps is giving us a list, and it's going up here. We'll get this list up on the website very soon. A list of places to practice swim at the beaches there around in Manfred. So we're going to have some places that you can do practice swimming leading up to the event, and then event week places that you can practice swim for there. We got another question. Question is, are you allowed to take your bike to T1 directly, or do we have to take it to T2? We are asking all athletes to bring your bike to T2. We're going to take those out. Manfred area is a beautiful transition area, but it does offer some issues that we want to try to avoid. And if we have everybody trying to take their bike out to the transition area, it can cause problems. So we're encouraging everybody to bring it to T2, and then we'll take it from there. You'll have access to your bike race morning, and so it won't be bye-bye forever, but we're going to take the bikes for you. We're going to bring them out there, take care of the gear bags, so it's one less thing you have to worry about.
Yeah, you'll be able to hop on the shuttles at T2, be able to get to transition on T1 right around 4 o'clock is when you'll arrive. Transition will open up at 4:30, and everybody will be able to go inspect all their stuff. We're going to have bike decks in there. We do have the best people in the business working on it and make sure everybody, all their items are definitely taken care of professionally, and also make sure everything's prepared for you guys. So
we had another question that came through about road improvements, especially for Ocala. Honestly, all of the counties that we've worked with have been going above and beyond to go through and make improvements. Some areas have been repaving the entire roads in some sections, specifically on Ocala. Some of the issues we had, there were some lips, there were some areas that needed to be paved. We drove with the engineers there in Tulsa County and pointed out the areas that were of concern, and they're going through and making those improvements and maintenance on those areas. So really, the entire area that we've been working with in Oklahoma has gone above and beyond to try to make this the best experience for you as the athlete. So make sure when you're in town, make sure you're thanking people, not just the volunteers, but the locals, because they really have embraced the event, and
they've been a great host to us, and I don't see them doing anything differently to the athletes either. So they're going to make sure the road conditions are very safe out there. And, we're going once a month, each day going leading up to the event, and communicating with them about anything that's outstanding, or actually everything has been great. So it's definitely been a great experience working with the city of Tulsa.
Yep. All right, got another one. Yeah, there's a question of whether we have alternative routes in case of flooding, and I think that plays to a whole other set of plans. And just from working with Ironman, and Alan can probably echo this, we see a lot of different situations where it be flooding, thunderstorms, any number of issues that are outside of the norm or the perfect. And we do have plans for that, and we have contingency plans. It's not really something that I want to get into here on this, on talking about the course, but I think it's safe to say we have these things taken into consideration. we've made plans and contingency plans. And if we have to break the glass and use a emergency plan, then we'll make sure we're communicating with you, the athlete, everything that you need to know to make sure that you have a great experience on race day. So if we have to make an adjustment to the course, as soon as that is something that we know we're doing, we'll make sure that we pass it along to you as the athletes. Anything else, Michael? I think that's all we've got today. So
I'm very excited to get started on everything and get working on the event. So definitely thank you everybody for watching us, and hope everybody's excited about Tulsa.
yeah, so looking forward to do another on-site video here soon in February, and we'll talk to you more about the Certified Piedmontese Ironman Tulsa. Oh, one more thing, we're at 95% sold out, so just a few more slots available for the race. So if you are on the fences, not sure if you want to do it, you might want to jump on that. But have a great day.
All right, thank you everyone.